What's up, guys? It is Justin with Tactical Traders with a new video for you guys. Super excited to get into this one. I think this is going to be one of the most important videos I've made on my channel. One of the biggest things in trading that I think is overlooked is journaling and the importance of journaling. Now, a lot of people say, journal your trades, do this, do that, but they don't really show you how to. So that's going to be what we're going to be going over in this video, how to journal your trades. What are we getting out of it when we journal it? And yeah, so the biggest thing that I want to talk about first is you don't have to purchase, any fancy thing, TradeZelle. You don't need to buy, pay a subscription. You don't need, Notion. What I used to use back when I first started trading is I would use OneNote. And that's what we're going to be using in this video because it's free. You can download it and anybody can use it. So let's just kind of get into an example. So I took this trade. This is a trade I took on Wednesday, May 17th. And I want to kind of go over the journaling process with you guys and how do I journal my trade step by step. So the first thing I do, find what trade you want to journal, right? And you should be doing this with every single trade that you take. At the end of every day, take the trade and journal it. And this is how we're going to do it. So, right, I want to first thing is look at the actual trade I took. Why did I take it? All right. So looking at this, my bias for the day, right? We had this 15-minute high here. I wanted to see if we were going to come up, break this, and then maybe reject, sweep the high, and then go back lower. Or are we going to push this with big volume and then go to these equal highs up here? So I was pretty patient going into the day, right? But I wanted to eventually see a sell-off. So zooming into a 1-minute time frame here, you can see this was the setup that we took. We had buy side swept. We had market structure shift right here, right? Big volume displacement. We get a fair value gap. Also notice that the fair value gap is in discount, pull back to discount, short the fair value gap, targeting that next sell side liquidity level, which was right here. So I have the trade that I want to journal, right? In this one, it's a winning case. Also, you want to journal your losing trades, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my bigger time frames and I'm going to take a screenshot of this. So just going to copy this screenshot and I'm going to go over to OneNote. So now this is a blank thing on OneNote. This is pretty much how I did it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write in my P&L for the day, right? At the end of every day. Now I'm not sure exactly what it was on this day. Let's just say I was up, $1,000, let's say $250, right? $1,250. And then you're going to write the date, right? May 17th. So you're going to go May 17th, 2023, right? That's going to be your title. So you have your P&L for the day and you have the date of the trade. So the first thing you're going to do, right, screenshot it on a bigger time frame, copy and paste it into here. You can size it. That's the first thing you want. Now, next thing you're going to do is you're going to go back, zoom in, right, to the actual time frame you took it on, zooming into the 1 minute. Why I took this trade, we'll zoom in here. Again, screenshot this. All right. So now I have bigger time frame chart and my 1 minute chart that I actually took the entry on, right? So now that I have my screenshots, I have my, my evidence, you would say, the actual charts. Now I want to start the really important process, and that's just letting my thoughts flow. Again, it's also kind of, you're getting into like a writing phase with this. And I think writing is very important with trading because, again, like your high school teachers would tell you, when you write stuff down, it gets in your memory more. You remember those things. And I think journaling is one of the biggest parts of that. So this is how I would start this off, right? I would say the first thing I like to talk about is what I was thinking going into the day, right? So for this example, I'm looking at the chart and I'm just going to say, my bias going into the day was bullish, but I wanted to see how, buy side was going to be swept. And then I was going to look for take a trade, right? So let me type that out. So I said going into today, I had a bullish bias, but wanted to see how the 15-minute buy side level would react when it was swept. If we continued higher, I would be expecting price to target that external buy side level with equal highs, right? Which is this high over here. So I have my bias going into the day. I have, just some quick thoughts. You don't have to, go super in depth, but you just want to get it onto the page. So the next thing we're going to talk about is what we actually saw right when that trade ended up playing out. Why did we take it? What did we see? So I said, once we swept that 15-minute high, I was watching to see if we were going to sell back off into the range and form market structure shift or continue to the upside. Once we started to sell back off in the range, my short model started to play out. I saw we created a fair value gap and I entered short once we'd pulled back into it, right? So now I'm just kind of writing down the reasoning why I took a trade, what I saw, why I took it, all those reasons. Now I want to talk about my price targets and my overall feelings and emotion during this trade. So I said I entered in my full size since I was pretty confident in this trade. I stayed calm and patient. set my stop loss at the previous high, and my PT at the next sell side level. So when we're journaling, we want to talk about not only the reasoning for entering the trade, but remembering how we felt during that trade, because that's very important. Number one, did we put on more size than usual? How did we feel when we did that? Did we maybe use half size? How did we feel when we did that? That's going to be the biggest thing, because when we go back and look at our journal, and I can say, okay, when am I most profitable? When am I not most profitable? You can see, okay, this is the time I entered full size. Maybe I entered half size. You can see that the trades that I entered, more size than usual, I said that I felt very nervous. My win rate is actually less when I use more size. So that is what's important. We want to not only talk about the specifics of the trade, but the sizing of it, how we felt during it, right? That's the biggest thing. So for this specific trade, I said I stayed calm and patient. I didn't really have any other, emotion. But if you end up feeling that, right? Like let's say I used more size and I started to feel a little bit more anxious. I ended up taking profits too early because, I was getting greedy. And since I was managing more size, I didn't let the chart play out, right? I let my emotion take over because I wanted to take those profits. So that's something that I would write down and say, I used more size than I usually would, and I ended up taking off my profits a little bit too early instead of letting it run. That's something that you definitely want to write down. Now, the next thing and the last thing that I do for my journaling is rights and wrongs. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? As traders, we're always constantly improving. Even if this is a great trade, there's probably always something that you can maybe look to see if you can do better. So for my rights and wrongs, I said stayed patient. I waited for my sell model. I used proper sizing, good risk management, good risk to reward, followed my plan, sold at my price target. And then in the wrongs, it's not something I did wrong, but something I can improve on in the future. I said in the future, I could potentially let an extra contract run to take advantage of the bigger move. And this is pretty much all you need to have good journaling. I know it doesn't seem like much, but if you consistently do this every single day, you will see a big improvement with your trades, because most of the time, a lot of you guys are just taking trades and not learning anything from it. So journaling and actually writing it down, reviewing your thoughts, reviewing the trade, that's going to stick with you, and you're going to improve a lot faster than you would just taking random trades, because most of the time you're not learning from any of those things, right? So start journaling. I think it's one of the most important things in trading. I think people people overlook the aspect of journaling. So I hope this video helped you guys in any way. Again, it's super easy. It's not a lot to it, but the more you do it, the more consistent you are with it, the more growth you'll see. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.